Hi there. So in this video, we're going to take a look at Extra Practice Module 59, which is still about perfect competition, but it kind of shows you a little bit more about graphing perfect competition. So again, great review from Unit 3 and extension into Unit 4. So let's start with check your understanding number 1. It says draw a short run diagram showing a U-shaped ATC, a U-shaped AVC, and a swoosh-shaped marginal cost curve. On it, indicate the range of prices for which the following actions are optimal. And then it gives you price, the firm shuts down, the firm operates despite a loss, and the firm makes a profit. So we're going to draw the cost curves, nice and big here, make this easy for us. We're going to start with the marginal cost. I'm going to do one of those. We know that that's the firm's supply curve, right? And then we're going to do we'll say come down, hit that minimum, take our pen off, and come back up. That's our AVC. And then come down, hit that minimum, take our pen off, and come back up. That's our ATC. And so now we're going to look for the different ranges of prices. Now, operates while making a profit, shuts down immediately, and operates in the short run despite a loss. So those are kind of different circumstances. So for part A, it's useful maybe to think about like the relationships among price and the other two cost curves. And the cost curves to know like what are they going to be doing. So we know that if the firm shuts down immediately, that means the price is below the AVC. We know that for B, it says that they'll operate in the short run despite a loss. That means that you've got AVC and the price is bigger than that the price is still less than ATC. And then for the third condition, it's they're earning a profit. That means price is bigger than the ATC. And so it's kind of the relationship among these different variables that's going to dictate is the firm earning a profit or a loss and like all that kind of stuff. So, so the first one, if the price is below the AVC, that would be kind of this range, right? So this would be part A. And then for part B, if the price is between AVC and ATC, then the firm will operate in the short run despite a loss. So that's any price that's kind of between these two variables, right? So between basically this line and this line is B, they operate at a loss. And C, if the price is above the ATC, so if the price is anywhere up here, then we would say, and it's all the way up, then they're earning a profit. So it kind of goes A, B, C, the reverse order actually that they give you. Now, number 2 says an interesting story about the state of Maine and the lobster industry. And it says, state of Maine has an active lobster industry which harvests during the summer months. And during the rest of the year, you could get lobster from other parts of the world, but at a much higher price. So it's low price lobster in the summer. It's low price in terms of like the cost of the lobster, right? In the summers in Maine. But the rest of the year it'd be very expensive to get lobster. And then it says Maine is full of lobster shacks, roadside restaurants serving lobster that only are open during the summer. Excuse me. Supposing the market demand for the lobster is constant, then why is it optimal for the shacks to only operate in the summer? And so it's basically saying, right, you've got a scenario where Mr. Darp, which is the demand, right? The demand is going to stay where it's at. But what actually is going to move around is thinking about you've got this marginal cost curve, which is the firm's supply curve. And in the summer, right, you've got an AVC that's down here. Because in the summer, it's pretty low cost in terms of like, the variable cost. And variable cost in this sense would include the cost of the lobster, because like every time you make a lobster meal, it's an additional cost. So it's low because, lobster is cheap in the summer. Lobster is low price in the summer, at least in Maine. But then, this up here would be the AVC in the winter. And that's because it's high because lobster prices are higher in the winter. And why would they be higher in the winter? Well, because they only harvest them in the summer. So like when the harvest comes in, right, then the cost of buying the lobsters is really, really low. And so for them, they'll operate when the AVC is low, but they'll shut down, right, when the AVC is too high. And so that's essentially the explanation is they have a moving, like, or a shifting, if you want to say that way, shifting AVC. So as opposed to most of the circumstances where we teach this and we say that the price moves around, right? With like, if the price falls below this line, then they'll shut down. If the price is between these two lines, then they'll operate. If it's above this, then they earn a profit. We're moving the price around in those circumstances, right? You know, that's the price. In this circumstance, it's actually the AVC that's moving around and the price is staying basically the same. And I wish that they maybe had said like, but at a much higher cost instead of at a much higher price in that question, because I think it throws students off. Okay, let's take a look at the multiple choice questions. Number one, kind of scroll down, refer to the graph provided for the first three. The firm's total revenue. So TR, I was just going to write this here, is equal to the price times the quantity. So the current, right, the firm is profit maximizing, so they're at MR equals MC. The current quantity, therefore, and we're looking at dot E, the current quantity is 50, and the price is 20. So that is 1,000, and that is E. Number two says the firm's total cost, and total cost, right, is just the ATC times the quantity. And that's just kind of restating how we figure out ATC. So at the quantity 50, because we know they're producing 50, they're profit maximizing. The ATC, I'm going to squint and say it's point Z, which looks like 15. So 15 times 50 is 10 times 50 is 500. Or no, yeah, that's right. 10 times 50. Math hard. And then 5 times 50 is 250, so 750. And so that is D. Number three. The firm is earning a blank. All right, so this one is pretty easy if we're looking for profit, because we know price is bigger than the ATC, 20 and 15. And we actually know this is 20 and that's 15. And so the profit per unit equals 5, and times the quantity of 50 is 250. And so that would be B. Number four, you can also just look at the size of the box, right? 20 minus 15 times 50, and figure that one out from there. Number four, a firm should continue to produce in the short run as long as its price is greater than, as we established up here, if it's greater than the AVC. So where is that one? AVC, minimum of AVC, that's D. Number five, at prices that motivate a firm to produce at all. So in other words, the price is above the AVC. The short run supply curve for the perfectly competitive corresponds to which? Well, we established that a few times, right? Marginal cost is the supply curve. So C, reading hard. Okay, last one, free response number two. Let's see if we can actually, I'm looking at the question. We could probably do this on one sheet of paper. I took up all that space at the top drawing those graphs. So question A, is it appropriate for the firm to produce in the short run? What is, assuming it is, what is the firm's profit maximizing level of output? So assuming it is, then MR equals MC, so they're going to be at point A, and that's quantity 6. Q6, B. Calculate their TR. So at quantity 6, right, we're just looking for, you know, TR is equal to price times quantity. So 6, and the price is 20. So it's $120. C, total cost. So that's total cost, as we just did, is the ATC times the quantity. We know we're at 6, and so ATC at quantity 6 looks like it's point Y, and that's 2950. What on earth? Why would they do that? 6 times 2950? That's dumb. So 6 times 30 is 180 minus $3 is 177. I think that looks about right. We're just going to say it's about right. Firm's profit or loss. So 120 minus 177 equals negative $57. E, so they're losing 57. And we know they're losing money because the ATC is above the price, but so that sounds right. If AVC were 22, should they produce in the short run? No, because price is 20. So no, because price is less than the AVC. right? 20 is less than 22. Okay, hopefully that helped you. See you next time.